Hello and welcome to another episode of My Opinion Means Nothing. This week on the show I am joined by Becksy Becks. How you doing?
I am good, thank you. I'm not too bad.
That's good.
It has been a long day.
Yeah, it has been. It's been just a long day just to even find a seat here.
Literally.
We arrived like 30 minutes ago and it was just packed with people. But now they've gone all off to see the symphony, so I mean it's all good.
Yep. I'm actually very glad that it's a podcast because I look homeless right now. Work is the only place that I can go to looking homeless. I'm not a catfish, but just don't find me on a Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It gives you the immunity with it just being a vocal podcast.
Exactly. It's
no
beautiful.
Faces, you know?
It's beautiful. FYI, I look great.
Yeah, you look great all the time. Like, why are you telling people you look like a trap? They can't see you. So what I usually do is talk about what's happening in the world and then I don't know, go from there. So
I like it. Structured.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I have I might actually do it. I'll search it somewhere on the episode. I'll do a random interesting fact because I haven't done that
Nice.
in a while.
That's like one of the things on my Hinge profile.
Yeah.
What do you like? Random facts.
Yeah. I've got a random fact on my Hinge profile.
What is it?
Something that I've spoken about on my podcast before, but apparently koala bears, they have fingerprints that are exactly the same, or not exactly the same, but very similar to human beings' fingerprints.
Koala bears.
Koala bears. They have their fingerprints are very similar to humans. So if a koala was to leave a fingerprint at a crime scene, it could be mistaken for a human. That's how similar they are.
You have changed my crime life forever. I'm going to commit so many crimes in Australia right now. It's funny that you said that, actually. We were having a conversation. This has nothing to do with your podcast, by the way. Might want to cut this bit out.
Hey man, that's how the podcast goes.
We were having
usually.
a conversation about chat up lines on Hinge.
Oh yeah.
And there was one about it's like, excuse me, are you Australian? Because you meet all of my qualifications.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
Tumbleweed. Tumbleweed.
Oh, that's ridiculously terrible. But I mean, does it work?
Not over the internet, no. Drunk at a bar, maybe you can get away with it, but no, definitely not.
How do you find dating in the 21st century? Yeah.
I mean, I have mixed opinions. I like people. No, I'm very sociable.
Yeah.
But talking to people gives me a headache.
Okay.
And dating has a lot of small talk.
Yeah.
And I can't deal with small talk. I'd rather just okay, here's the itinerary. Let's skip all of the what do you do, what's your name, what's your age. Just get past all of that and then just get into real conversation.
Yeah.
So dating is a bit of a headache because you keep answering the same questions over and over again.
I mean, I tried to go with big questions first of all. So the one big question that I want to know from anyone is what your passion in life is.
Yeah.
Because whatever you answered to me with that tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. If you tell me nothing, then there's no
then this date is nothing.
There's no further conversation needs to happen. If you tell me something interesting, then I know that you're thinking creatively. But there's some people that I've spoken to I don't know, some people my passion in life is helping people, and I was like, that's interesting, you know. And then you find out what they do or what they're interested in. You see how it's kind of connected to that, so it kind of it gives you kind of more of a back leg of what you can talk about if you know what they're interested about.
Yeah, that's actually very true. That's very true. I think one of my big questions is what's your relationship like with your parents? As soon as you say that, it tells you they start retracting into their childhood, and they'll be like, when I was 5 years old. It just opens up a whole story, and you're like, okay, cool.
never thought about that impact on my relationship, but...
So, Kory, what's your relationship like with your mother?
My relationship with my mother is challenging, like any relationship with any mother. But I love her
dearly. Any mother that ever lived on Earth.
But I love her dearly, and, there's been times when I haven't come to my mum, but now, in hindsight, I've found that I should never be afraid to go to my mum with anything, because she'll never not have my back.
Those are facts.
And like most of the time, if anything, if I don't go to my mum, it's because I'm scared of how she might respond to what I might say, or in my head I've already made up my mind that she's going to react in a certain way without even testing it out. So
yeah,
it's all on me.
That's
mainly.
True. That's true. Because sometimes I don't tell my mom stuff because I know she's going to tell me the truth and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do the opposite.
Yeah,
so I'm
exactly.
I'm not even going to ask you.
Yeah, but it's a great relationship. It's so much better now I'm an adult.
Oh my God, yes, 100%. I was like, because like my mom, she lives in South Sudan.
Okay, cool.
So she came to visit for Christmas. Just gone. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing all of these stories about her childhood, and I felt like I was meeting this woman for the very first time. I was like, who are you? Like, you've been through so much, and you never even shared like a microcosm of the stuff that
you
you've
were
been
a child to her before.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the youngest, so I'm still a child to her. But yeah, awesome.
But yeah, let's go into what's happening in the world. So the first article that I found was about Boris Johnson. And the article reads that Boris Johnson has warned he can't blackmail France into a bad Brexit trade deal. So basically, it's basically to do with the fact of how fast the transition period is. So like, it's because Boris has like decided like, I'm going to make Brexit happen. He made that happen. So this trade deal is going to be sorted by the 31st of December. That's how it's going to be done, you know.
But I find it so ironic that it took us so long for us to even get here in the first place. And now all of a sudden, like, you are rushing me. It's like, you know, like when you're in a relationship and the girl is taking forever to get ready, and then as soon as she's ready, she's like, are your shoes not even on? You're like, I've been waiting here this whole time, and now you want to accost me.
And then that's exactly how I feel Britain is being right now. It's like they want exactly the same deal they had when they were in the EU. Now they're outside the EU of trade, and you can't get that. Not people. Now you're out of the, I guess, the I feel like the EU, I see it like the Avengers. And then like
we are 10 minutes into the podcast and you've already mentioned the Avengers.
It's this reference I've always had in my head, like the EU are like the Avengers.
Yeah.
And like the UK are not Captain America but Captain Britain. And like Captain Britain is just like, do you know what, Avengers, I don't need you no more. I'm gonna start my own team.
That's actually real.
And then like the Avengers are like, oh, okay, what, you think you're above the Avengers? Alright, cool, you go on and start your own team, that's fine. And then you go on and then Captain Britain's gone off to start his own team, but then he's realised, shit, I don't have resources. So then he's gone back to the Avengers and he's like, oh wow, do you know, I understand that I've left and that, but I was just wondering if you could like spare some, you know, ammunition and like a few weapons just so I can get started up. And the Avengers were like, well, but you wanted to leave because you thought you were bigger than us.
Exactly.
So go on, do your thing. Like, we'll see how far you get without us. And it's interesting.
Yeah. It speaks a lot about their preparation going into the whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's like, were we even ready to leave the EU if you don't have any of these systems in place?
That's what I mean. Why wasn't these things the things that you guys were thinking about while we were in this like period of 5, 6 or 4 or 5 years where no one knew if it was happening or not? Why were you not just having these hard questions? Have you seen Fury WD? He has just released a new I guess short film TV series, and it's called the Hood House of Parliament?
No.
Yeah. So I think I was watching the first episode today. That's why it's popped into my mind. And it's kind of what they've done is kind of, the tagline reads, imagine the government wasn't run by the wealthy upper class and the inner cities were making the rules. So like the way,
that's interesting.
And the way how they've got it is it's like, so they've got like different parties, but these parties are popping because they throw the best parties.
Okay.
But then
that sounds like my kind of party.
But then they've also got like, so they obviously, so like the the lesser parties have got shit parties, and like they've got like a few people just sat there, music, the speaker breaks and stuff like that, and they're just like, oh, sorry, we need to change the batteries. But then you go flash over to the popping party, and then they do. So they got this on the first episode. They do like the Brexit vote basically, but on kind of like on the kind of, I guess, to do with like the ends and stuff like that. So like,
I am here for this. I'm here for all of this. I'm gonna
so the
watch
way
it.
how it's set up in not to spoil it too much for anyone that's gonna watch it, but like they do this vote, and it's like so the popping party, they decide that they're gonna drop this vote about whether they should leave. Like they've got some sort of connection with someone in the ends, and like basically the reason they want to leave is because like they have to ask permission to shot and stuff. And like, what is this like? Like these men have moved in and they can't even build their own trap houses anymore.
Wow.
Like these men have just come into the thing and they're building trap houses left, right. And so it's like, man like me can't even build trap houses. And it's just got that kind of banner going on.
That is dope.
So like they have this vote, and like the vote is like, it's one of them ones where like they think that because of what time it is, like not many people are going to be on the Twitter poll to clock it. So like they post it up, and they're thinking, I'm going to put it up only for 3 hours, so like not many people are going to see it anyway, and really and truly it's just for our party, so like we'll make it seem like no one else is going to see it. So like
tactical.
So they post it and they think like they'll get everyone on their party to vote and they'll see it remain. But somehow word got out that other people were on it on Twitter at the same time. They see the poll and they're calling around everyone else and like, you man need to vote, leave. So from the first episode, it's looking interesting.
Do you know what? You just gave me a whole motive for tomorrow evening. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to send you the link because,
do.
Fury WD, I remember when he told me he was working on this, and I was just like, I had an idea similar to this, but I wanted to see how his one works out before I start writing on my one, because I wasn't sure on how exactly I wanted to do it anyway. So, seeing how he'd done it has actually given me an idea of exactly how I want to do it and stuff like that, or a different idea that I wanted to spin off that, which would be cool.
No, that's hard. That's actually hard.
Yeah. Hood House of
Hood
Parliament.
House. Whose house? Hood House.
And I think they've got like, everyone's like MD, which I assume stands for Mandem. So like,
not medical doctor.
No. And then like they've got like, so the leader of the party, the top party is called like Baby Father.
You know what? Yeah, this is. You know, I support it, but.
And like
triggering.
Oh, it's so funny. And then like the baby mother is just now taking over, and she's like the first female leader of the party since.
So wait,
like,
which one is conservative and which one is liberal?
That's what I need to know. I can't remember what
they call it. Am I Team BF or Team BM? Tell me.
They call it conserve party or something like that.
You know what? Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. How dare you?
And then I can't remember it. I can't remember all it, but yeah, it's dope. I'm just thinking back, because like when I watched it first time, there was certain parts I was just watching it. I need to watch it again so I can like actually kind of watch it for like to see the humor and stuff like that. Because I was watching it, I was like, that's funny, but I was watching it at work, so.
Yeah.